welcome back to my channel. My name's Allie if you're new here, and on my channel I post bookish, lifestyle, and personal development type videos. And this week, or this vlog I guess, we are going to be reading the Infernal Devices. So I have never read the Infernal Devices. I have started this book, so you can see some tabs here. I started this 2 years ago and never finished it. I just fell into a reading slump and then just never picked it back up. But I literally I don't own the Dark Artifices, but I own literally everything else. And I don't own the novellas, but there's literally no reason for me to not read these books. I've read the first three Mortal Instruments books, but I've never read the Infernal Devices. And so I wanted to do a dedicated Infernal Devices vlog. So I'm really excited. I started reading this morning, and I'm 15 pages in. I'm on the beginning of chapter 1, and I'm so excited to be reading this book. So that's what we're doing. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will tell you my thoughts once I get a little further into the book. About 25% of the way into Clockwork Angel. I'm on page 129, so just cruising my way along. It's Monday, so I didn't really read a ton this weekend. I didn't even update because I didn't read very much. I had a pretty busy weekend. But I am actually starting to finally enjoy it. So like I mentioned, I have read the first 65 pages of this book before, and because I put it down and then fell into a reading slump, I've always kind of just assumed that I wasn't going to like this book, that I fell into a slump because I was reading this book. But I've always wanted to read it because I want to continue on with the story. And so I was just kind of dreading reading this book specifically. And now that I'm about 25% of the way in, I'm finally getting into the meat of the story, which is good for me because I'm actually starting to enjoy it. So this vlog, if I didn't mention it previously, is going to be spoiler filled. So I'm going to tell you what's going on in the book. So if you have not read the series, go away. Come back once you've read it, because you're not going to like me if I tell you how this book goes. So right now, we are just at the point where Jem and Will went back to the Dark Sisters' house, and they're like just scrounging for evidence basically. And then Henry and Charlotte are at Mortimer's house to see if they can find anything about Nathaniel. And we just found out that Mortimer knows that they are shadow hunters, which my jaw literally dropped to the floor when I read that part. I was like, are you serious? What? I shouldn't have been that surprised by it because the doorman literally didn't fall prey to the glamour, I guess. But I just was very shocked by that. I also do not like Jessie. She reminds me of, oh shit, what's her name? Jessie reminds me of her a lot, and I just feel like I'm kind of reading the same story over. Like, there's Alec and Jace, which is Will and Jem, and then there's Isabel, And then there's Tessa, which is Clary, obviously, and Isabel and Jessie are the same. I just kind of feel like I'm reading the same story, which I get because it's the same author and it's the same world. And it's meant to be, like, it feels to me, from what I understand, that it's supposed to be, like, history repeating itself, and you're supposed to get the similarities between, like, the family members, like, that'll intertwine, basically. But I'm really enjoying it so far. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm planning on getting some reading done. I'm kind of done with my work for the day for the most part, unless anything urgent comes up during the day. But most of the rest of the day is going to be spent reading this book. So you can see I have got lots of tabbies. The green ones are my world building tabs, and the orange ones are the character development tabs. So clearly that's what the first half of this book, or the first quarter of this book, has been about, is world development. And then the blue ones are my foreshadowings. So I am enjoying this, and I will update you probably when I get closer to like 50%. So So Will and Jem are back at the Dark Sisters' house, and they just found out, or just ran into the, like, machine lady who yelled at them and just said, like, beware that your angel can't protect you. And then Will said, hold on, let me find it. He said, I don't imagine she knows anything. I think she's a machine like a clock, and she has run down. Oh my god. I'm just, like, this is obviously just an idea. I'm foreshadowing, and I need to annotate this part too. But, the clock guy, what's his name? I need to write down names. Mortmain. Obviously, he is the clock guy. He's got to be connected here somewhere. Obviously, he's got to be connected to Nate because he was Nate's boss, right? But Nate had to have been connected to the Dark Sisters. So that means that the Dark Sisters and Mr. Mortmain had to be connected somehow, which would make sense. And my idea here is that this girl who's being all crazy, who's the robot, is Miranda from the beginning, who was like the servant's maid, because she wasn't ever normal either. So, I don't know, but I'm gonna write my thoughts. So once again, I am reiterating also, miso is freaking adorable. She's being so cozy, sweet today. Anyways, I'm reiterating that I do not like Jessie. Jessamine? I don't know. Jessie, I don't like her. She irritates the shit out of me. But the part that I'm at right now, she's talking with Tessa and asking her to, like, get a house with her and, like, pretend to be her sister or her cousin or something. And she's talking about how they could catch a husband in no time. And Tessa's response, or her thought was, it says, Tessa, whose head had begun to ache, wished Jessamine would cease to speak of catching husbands the way one might catch a cold or a runaway cat. I love that, because you don't just catch a husband. And I just thought that was funny. So I just wanted to share. So I did kind of choose the worst possible time to read this book, because I am finally watching Virgin River season 4, and I've just been binge watching it, so I haven't really been reading much. I've been getting some reading done during like my day, but then when I get off work, all I want to do is watch Virgin River. So I haven't gotten a ton of reading done. I've been reading quite a bit today. I'm on page 261, so I'm just about right at halfway. And I'm really enjoying it so far. I haven't got a ton of pink tabs. I've got 2 right at the beginning, but for the most part, it's all like information. Nothing like falling in love with the characters or anything like that yet. I'm assuming that's going to come in the second book, and it sounds to me like most people like the second book the best. So I'm really excited to get to that. But right now we are at the point where Tessa turned into Camille, and they went into the party of De Quincey to like catch him in the act of doing something against the Accords, and they found out that the human that they were trying to kill was Nathaniel, which, by the way, I absolutely called that. Look, I'll show you. I called it. I literally wrote it down. But so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm right in the heat of a battle, so I am just very into it, and it's going so fast. I feel like I read 50 pages as quickly as I read like 25 of a different book. I don't know why. I think it might just be Cassandra Clare's writing, as well as also the format of this book. Like, the text is fairly large and it's very understandable, I guess, so it's really easy to read, which makes me excited, because I was like, God, an almost 500-page book. I know that that's not on average, but I was like, 500 pages. I've been trying to get back into reading by reading like 300-page books, so 500 was, or almost 500 was kind of a shock to the system, but it's actually super easy to get through. So I'm excited to keep on reading this, and I'll update you when I actually have some form of an update, but I'm about halfway through right now. Figured I'd give this update. I'll probably update again at like 75 or when I finish it, depending on how quickly that is. So hopefully, honestly, I don't anticipate it happening, because it still would be, let's see, 260, still have like 210 pages left of this book, so it's not gonna happen today, I'm sure, but it'd be freaking cool if I could finish this book today. So I'm gonna work on reading this, and I'll update you in a little bit. Hello. So I haven't read that much. I've really been slacking for this vlog, so sorry. But I finally, the reason why I've been slacking is because I've been binge watching Virgin River, but I finally finished it. I'm caught up. So now I can put all of my focus into Clockwork Angel. So right now I'm on page 278. My goal today would be to get like 100 pages done, which would be 378. And then I think the whole book in itself is like 478. So yeah, actually that's not true. It's actually 476. So I will take it. So by tomorrow, so backtrack a little bit. We are going on a trip this weekend, and I really don't want to have to take a physical book with me. So I am planning on vlogging that. You probably will actually see that before you see this. But I don't want to have to take a physical book. I just want to download a couple books on my Kindle and then have that. So I have to finish this by tomorrow, which means I have to read 100 pages today and 100 pages tomorrow, and then I will be good to go. So I will update you when I have an update, but for now, I'm just going to read this book. Okay, so I just finished Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, and I gave it 4 stars. It didn't quite get a 5 from me. Hi there. Didn't quite get a 5 stars just because I kind of had I wasn't inclined to pick it up, I guess. Whoa, don't fall. I was... Apparently, it's Miso's show now. Hey, baby, watch out. Yeah. I'm just gonna do this update like this. Anyways, Miso, honey, you're gonna knock things over. Stop. I just wasn't super inclined to pick this up, like, I don't know, like there was just other things that sounded more interesting to me than reading this, which just like that in itself told me that this was not a 5-star. And while I did really enjoy it and it was a fantastic book, it just didn't quite hit the 5-star mark. But I still have really high hopes for the other 2 books. I liked how this like ended. I do have to say I'm not a Will Herondale fan. I mean, like, I like him as a character, of course, but, like, if it's between this love triangle that I'm expecting to happen between Tessa, Jem, and Will, I absolutely am going to be voting for Jem in this. But, I don't know. I did say that I wanted to quickly go through all of my foreshadowing tabs and just kind of talk over what I thought was going to happen versus what happened. So we'll do that really quick, and then I'm going to start Clockwork Prince next. I'm going to start this right now because Ryan is on his way home, or not even on his way home from work yet, so I still have like 30 to 45 minutes before like we need to work out and cook dinner and stuff like that. So I'm just going to lay here and read until then, but I'm going to quickly update you on my foreshadowing bits. So the first one that's in here was on page 94. It was like the first inkling of a romantic relationship between Tessa and Will, and I said I expect a love triangle, which I still expect. It's not confirmed, of course, but I do really I do still expect that. The next one is on page 104. It was basically talking about how her aunt died, and then there was a ticket that showed up, and I put that the Dark Sisters killed Aunt Harriet, which was not true, but it was close. Of course, we know that Nate killed Aunt Harriet, but I definitely thought I thought I was on to something there for a minute. Okay, the next one was 122, and I'll read you the highlighted excerpt, and then and then I will read you what I wrote. So this is in reference to Mortmain. Said that he had sold his trading ships and had used the money to buy a large company that produced mechanical devices needed to make timepieces, everything from pocket watches to grandfather clocks. He was a very wealthy man. And I put Clockwork Angel ? Because Tessa's angel, like her necklace, is Clockwork Angel. So I wonder, and that was never really confirmed or denied, but I wonder if he had a part in that, in like creating that. Will said, I don't imagine she knows anything. I think she's a machine like a clock, and she's run down. And I put ? Miranda. I think Mr. Mortmain and the Dark Sisters are connected. So is he the Magister? I called it on page 131. I called it. But I did call also that was Miranda. That was the first Clockwork person that they found. And then on page 156, they talked about how he invents new weapons, protective gear for the shadow hunters. This is about Henry. Tessa asked, what's he making? And Sophie said all sorts of things. Inventing new weapons, protective gear for the shadow hunters. He loves clockwork and mechanisms and that sort of thing. Mrs. Branwell sometimes says that she thinks he'd love her better if she ticked like a clock. And I also put Clockwork Angel ? Because this is more like, who made this angel? There's got to be some going into where this angel came from. And on page 163... this says, what could a vampire want with a lot of half mechanical people? None of this makes any sense. And I put drink their blood because they run on oil. So like drink all their blood and then just use their bodies with oil. And then use their bodies as a trustworthy army/servants, which the vampire thing didn't make any sense. But the other half I got right. And then the next one, this was when they were at the at De Quincey's house, and they were revealing who was under the hood that they were going to kill. And I put it's either Nathaniel or Mortmain, which I was right, it was Nathaniel. And then the next one is on page 399. I put prediction. Mortmain is somehow in control. He intentionally got Will and Jem out of the house so that the Clockwork Army could get them into the building. Scary. Which I also was right, that Mortmain was in control. And then the last one that I have is on page 428. This was when there was a knock at the sanctuary door, and it was Will's voice. I was like, there is no way that this is Will. So Mortmain must have some sort of a shape-shifting ability, and I don't trust it. Which, shape-shifting ability, no, but he imitated his voice, so I was kind of on the right track there. So that's all of my predictions. I got most of them fairly right, but not all of them, of course. But I really did enjoy that book. Like I said, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm excited to pick up Clockwork Prince and see if this one will get a 5 stars. So I will keep you updated. I haven't shown it in this video yet either, but I did make myself a book sleeve. I crocheted it. This is the first crochet project I've ever done, and I think it turned out really well. So this is what it looks like. And then you just slip your little book in here. I haven't gotten buttons yet, but I am going to get buttons so that I can like button this down to actually like hold it. And then this pocket right here is for all my pens to sit in. I just dropped half of them, but yeah. So this is my cute little book sleeve that I made, and I'm very proud of it. All right, I'm gonna get to reading now. It's been a couple of days. So I have not prioritized reading this book at all. I literally have not felt like picking it up, but I'm kind of getting back into the mood. I'm getting excited. So I went through and I tabbed up the top of all of these books at every 50 pages. And my goal is if I can read 50 pages a day, I will finish the series in 22 days. So I tabbed up Clockwork Angel or Clockwork Princess too. So that's my only goal, 50 pages a day. If I can read more, that's preferable. But as long as I hit my 50-page goals, then I'm good. I'm kind of thinking that I'm just going to adjust the way that I've been reading these, and every 50 pages I'm going to just make an update, because then it's kind of like a little reward. I get to do a little bit of a vlog every 50 pages. So I am currently on page 9. I've gotten super far. But I am going to read through the first 50 pages. I'll let you know what my thoughts are, and we'll just go from there. This may be a 22 more days of a vlog, or I'll read it faster. It depends on how I'm feeling about the book while I'm reading. So I don't know. I just wanted to give you an update on that's what's happening moving forward. So I'm going to get to read. Hello. So I have a little bit of an update. Let me grab the book. So I originally said that I was breaking this up into 50-page increments and then reading 50 pages a day, and then I would update you every time I hit 50 pages. Well, I'm on page 154, and this is my first update on the book. But I'm actually really loving it. I definitely like this one better than I liked Clockwork Angel. Just because we know the characters now, and so there's obviously like a relationship there. I am so conflicted with this whole love triangle thing that's going on, because I just feel so bad for everybody. Like, Jem's got his demon stuff going on, and so obviously he's sick, he's gonna die, he has his issues, I guess. But Will, we just found out, is cursed, and so anybody who loves him is going to die. So that makes sense why he's being such an asshole, which also makes me love him more. So, hold that thought. Misa was chewing on cords, so she is joining us now. But the fact that Will acts like an asshole because he doesn't want anybody to fall in love with him, because he doesn't want anybody to be hurt, like, that is really fantastic. And so I just, like, I don't have a dislike for him anymore. Like, that fully made me like him again, which I don't know how I feel about, because now I don't know who I want Tessa to end up with. If there's even going to be any ending up with, because Jem is just so sweet, and he just loves her, and he's just like, just so freaking sweet. But Will just like has like a deep, passionate love for her, and like Tessa clearly is attracted to Will. I just got to the part where Tessa is turning into, Starkweather? And I stopped like literally right as she started to transform into him. So I haven't gotten that far, because I feel like this is going to be a very pivotal moment in this book. And if it's not, I might be a little bit sad. But I'm just really enjoying this book to the point where now I'm like excited to read it. I was not super excited for the first like 50 pages or so, just because, I mean, I gave Clockwork Angel 4 stars. I liked it. It was really beautifully written and everything. I just didn't have like an attachment to the book. But now that I love the characters, I have an attachment to this book. So I'm really enjoying it. And it's making me excited to finish the series and finish this video. And I definitely think I'm going to read it faster than it says I need to here. Except I am a busy bee for the next 2 weeks. So I don't really know when this is gonna, I know when this video is going out, but I don't know when I'm gonna be able to finish reading the books for the video. So we'll see. But I just wanted to update that I am having a really hard time, because I love Will now, and I didn't love him before at all. And I also love Jem, and I just, I feel like I'm like losing my shit here. I'll update you in a little bit. Okay, hi. So, Clockwork Angel. Clockwork Prince. This is Clockwork Prince. I fucking love this book. Oh my god, it's so good. I am on page 369 right now. So I have like 150 pages left-ish. Just under 150 pages left. I'm getting to the exciting like part where there's going to be some confrontation. So I'm really excited about that. But I've just been flying through this book. I don't know what the difference is between this one and Clockwork Angel, but I just absolutely have been loving this. So at this point, as long as nothing like messes it up for me, this is going to be a 5-star read. I already am completely obsessed. This whole love triangle thing though, I'm not a big love triangle person. Like, we know this. And I'm very conflicted. I still think I like Jem. but I also like Will. I just don't know that I like Will and Tessa together, but I also like Will clearly is head over heels in love with Tessa, and he just can't show it because of his curse. And where he's like right on the brink of breaking his curse, I'm really nervous about like what's gonna go down there, because I don't want to like have them mess up their parabody. Is that how you say it? Parabody. I don't want them to like hate each other over Tessa, because that's bull. I just it kills me. But I'm definitely gonna get this read some more. I have a little bit of time before work, so I'm probably gonna do like a time lapse and or I'm probably gonna do some B-roll and read this book. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so this whole curse this whole time has been bullshit, and there was never a curse, and I am just, is flabbergasted still a thing? Because I'm flabbergasted. And I'm also just like so I'm brokenhearted, honestly, about this love triangle. I mean, I've clearly made it very known in this video that I am not a big fan of love triangles, especially when it's between two best friends, but I just, like, what are they gonna do? Like, they're both in love with her. It's clearly gonna cause a rift of some sort between Jem and Will, and their parabody. So, like, and then now Tessa's gonna have to make a decision, and I just have no idea how this is gonna work out. Thank God, because I'm on page 413 right now of 498, so I have like 80 pages left, just over 80 pages left. Thank God there's another book, because I have no idea how they're gonna put this all together. Honestly, I'm predicting it now for Clockwork Princess that Will and Tessa are gonna end up together, but I just love Jem. I just love him. So, I don't know. I'm so back and forth, because honestly, I love Will too. I feel like Jem deserves some like happy ending just because his life has been so shit. But honestly, I have a theory in my head of what's going to happen, but I don't want to speak it into fruition because I do not want it to happen. So I'm not even going to tell you what it is. And if it ends up happening, and then I'll tell you if I was right or not. But I'm just like completely blown away that this whole time he's been an asshole and pushing people away and making people not like him for no reason. And then the fact, like, the crippling weight of that and how he is just like completely ruined by it, like, I love this book. Jem just asked Tessa to be his wife? What? I'm completely blown away right now. Okay, so it's very, very obvious to me now that Tessa's in love with Will. And I am very uncomfortable with the fact that she just accepted this proposal to Jem, because I don't think it's fair to Jem to be engaged to somebody who clearly is in love with somebody else. And while I personally love Jem, I think I'm officially on Team Will and Tessa, because I think that they all deserve to be happy, and I don't think that, hold on. Okay, I don't think that it's fair. I just don't think it's fair. And like I said, while I love Jem, Jem's my favorite character. That's such a hard thing to say, because I love Jem, and Jem is one of my favorite characters, but also I love Will. And honestly, I feel like Jem almost loves Tessa because she's the only option. Whereas, I feel like Will loves Tessa because he loves Tessa. And so I think that that's my final verdict, is that while I love Jem, and I don't even know that Jem is my favorite character. I feel like I love both of the boys evenly, but I think that I can say, for where I'm at now, I hope that Tessa and Will end up together, and I hope that Jem finds somebody and like things solve themselves out. But hello, hey. But I don't like that she accepted this proposal, because it almost feels like she's like cheating, because there was never like a courtship, like there was never like a relationship. Hello. She just like kissed them both, and now she's engaged, and like she never really had time to process her feelings, and I feel like it's all just moving really fast. And I get why he did it, because like she's gonna lose her home and everything, but these relationships in this book are just killing me today. Okay, I'm living for this section. I feel like I've just got all sorts of updates all of a sudden, but we just found out that Benedict Lightwood has demon pox. And first of all, Will's reaction was hilarious, because obviously we know that he has been talking about having, or not him having demon pox, but like demon pox being real this whole time. So it's just, his reaction was funny. But the funniest part was Jem like got up and ran away, and Henry was like, oh, by the angel, he doesn't have we don't think he has the demon pox, do we? And I'm not one to like cry or like laugh out loud or anything like that while I'm reading. I literally laughed out loud. It was so funny. I am absolutely enjoying this book. I am so close to the end of it too. I'm on page 442. So I'm going to finish this probably in the next couple of hours. So very excited. by the end of this book, she's gonna piss them both off and they're not gonna want to be with her. She's gonna be all alone. Like, that's all I can think of what's gonna happen here. Now they're just like keeping, like, Tessa's just going back to Jem out of pity, which is almost worse. I'm very conflicted with this right now.
I don't think I realized that Tessa's only 16. I don't know how I feel about her being, I mean, I know it's a different time, but I don't know how I feel about her being engaged at 16. It. Oh my god. Would it be bad if I just like immediately jump into the next book? Because holy shit. I think I'm going to. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to be starting Clockwork Princess now. Of course, because how can you finish Clockwork Prince and not? I did give, obviously, a lot of my updates and feelings about the book, like, as I was finishing it. So you got a lot of my thoughts and feelings. I did decide not to annotate it while I was reading it, just because it kind of was taking away from the experience. Eventually, I might go back and reread it and annotate, but today, right now, I don't really feel like I just want to get the best experience out of the book. So, I'm going to go through, write dates on all of these tabs to have like my goal. Obviously, I was supposed to finish this in 2 days, so I'm a couple days ahead of schedule, so hopefully this one will be just as good and I'll stay ahead of schedule. And then I'm going to start this, and yeah, that's really it. I'm just really excited. So I did rate Clockwork Prince 5 stars. He's so stretching herself on the walls. Anyways, I did give it 5 stars. It was fantastic and I absolutely loved it. So okay, so official goal would be to finish this book by September 9th. So I'm gonna try and do that. I am going out of town this weekend for Labor Day weekend. So I don't know if that's gonna affect my reading at all, just because I'm probably not gonna wanna physically read while I am out of town. I might, depending on how good this book is, because Clockwork Prince was fantastic, especially near the end. So we'll see, but that's the ultimate goal would be, as long as I can finish this by the 9th, then I can get this video up on the day I want it to be up, and then I can hop back into the second half of the Mortal Instruments, and I'm just loving this series and like the whole world, and I just really want to get back into it and finish the whole series as a whole. So I'm just breaking in my spine here so that I can read comfortably without breaking my spine, and then I'm gonna get to reading. Also, can we talk about the fact that Cicely is gonna join the Institute? What? That's crazy. Not really what I expected, but also she's not that much younger than Tessa, and I just am completely shocked that Tessa's only 16. I mean, and I know that Will and Jem are 17, but it's just, that feels weird to me. Alrighty, here we go. Let's go read. Hello, I just wanted to update on Clockwork Princess because I haven't literally updated at all. I'm 362 pages in, and I think this is like my first official update of this vlog for this book. But we're to the point now where Tessa's been captured and Jem got really sick, and then Will went after Tessa after Jem told him to, because Jem found out that Will loves him or loves her, and like that was just handled really well, I felt like. But we just got to the point where Tessa turned into the Magister's dad and gave him the last piece of the puzzle, which I don't quite understand yet. I'm sure we'll get to it. And then Mr. Starkweather just told Charlotte that his granddaughter was Tessa's mom, and so Tessa is half shadow hunter, half demon, and she found out that she actually can have children, which she had kind of come to terms with not being able to because she was a warlock. So that was interesting. And now we are at the point where we're just kind of trying to figure out what's going on with Gabriel right now. We just got the letter from the consul that he needs Charlotte to stop interfering, which clearly the consul is in the wrong here. It's funny because in the other two books I felt like he was like normal. I wonder if he's got to be being like blackmailed or something. Like there's got to be some deeper meaning, because in the past books he was better and now all of a sudden he's like this asshole. But he just told her basically to leave everything alone, and I'm assuming is gonna go to, I'm assuming everybody's gonna end up going to Wales. But there's been it's been alluded to that Jem has died. However, I don't believe it because it's never been straight out said. I mean, it's been said that the I don't know how to say it, Parabati, I don't know, the rune on Will's chest scarred over and isn't black anymore, so he and the tether between them snapped. But that is all that we've heard. And there's been Charlotte talked about his room being cleaned out, but there's been no Jem is dead. It hasn't been said, which makes me feel like maybe he got swooped up to go to the Silent Brothers, the Silent City, to be healed. Something is happening, but I don't think he's dead. Not yet, at least. And I hope that the Magister stays true to his word to Tessa to send all of the Yin-Fen to the Institute, which also, can we trust him? Because not really. But yeah, I am really enjoying this. I'm speeding through it. My goal today is to get to page 377. However, I'm on page 363, so I've got 15 pages still in there, and I'm probably going to keep reading. So I basically have it set up so that I will finish this book on Monday, but I might finish it sooner because I'm just really enjoying it, and I've got the free time, so I might as well read it. Plus, when I have fully devoted reading time, it's easier for me to make updates, and I don't have anything else going on. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far, though. It's probably, at this point, it's a 5-star for me. Obviously I can't fully rate it because it's not over yet, but I do really enjoy it. So there's a lot happening, and I'm excited to see how it's wrapped up. This is making me really excited to continue on with the Shadowhunters books, though, so it probably won't be long until I'm picking up the second half of the Mortal Instruments. I likely won't be doing another reading vlog for 3 books just because this video is already so long, and I am very impressed if you've made it to the end of this video. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep reading, and I will update you guys when I am a little closer to the end. I just love Henry. So Gideon just said that Sophie needed to be ascended to be a shadow hunter, and he's like, besides, how else will we be married? Henry, he's always got these funny one-liners. He said, married? You're marrying your father's friends on the council? Which of them? He just is so oblivious, and it just makes me so happy. Also, I'm loving the direction that this book is going, where they're gonna defy the consul and send a message to the Clave, and then they're gonna go and save Will and Tessa, and I'm just so excited. It's so good. Okay, that's all I had. Bye. Okay, so I hate what's happening right now. The demon-filled automatons are just awful, and the only way out of this that I can see is that Tessa is going to get the information to the Shadowhunters that they have to kill Mortmain in order to kill the rest of the demons. But I just know that there's going to be death and shit in here, and I literally don't have any idea what's going to happen. I'm just kind of overwhelmed, I think, with everything that's happening, and there's so much destruction already happening just in this innocent village And I'm really terrified that Valios is going to die, which is the horse, which I'm sure you know, but I just... I hate when books like get to this point where things just start looking down, and it's really hard for me to read, but hopefully things start looking up. I just have a prediction that the cure to saving Jem, because like I said, while everybody thinks he's dead, I don't think he's dead. I think that the cure is going to have something to do with this angel that Tessa's destroying, her Clockwork Angel. Hate Josiah Wayland so much. Like, he's the worst. He's absolutely the worst. I'm also officially on page 400, which is very exciting. So, Will just found a automaton that is covered in human skin that's got runes all over it. Memory, agility, speed, night vision. Prediction: Will just found Tessa and walked into her room. My prediction is that he could get in, but now they're both trapped and they're not going to be able to get out. Fuck. What is going on? The automatons just attacked the council. And Magnus just found Tessa and Will together. And I am so shocked. Loving this book. And I literally just could stay up all night reading this because it's so good. Okay, making my official statement that I am definitely team Will and Tessa. I mean, I've been saying from the beginning that I thought they were going to end up together, but I liked Jem, and I still love Jem, but I just feel like the connection between Will and Tessa is so much more real, I guess, than the connection between Jem and Tessa. And, like, while I love Jem, and I think he's great, I just felt like it was more convenient than anything else, where I feel like Will actually has, like, serious feelings for Tessa. And I feel like it was the same way, like, it was just, like, very close friendship that I just think that they took too far and then couldn't really get out of. Whereas now that he is dead, which I still don't believe, they're realizing, like, I don't know, I just feel like Will and Tessa's relationship is just more believable, I guess. But we're to the point now where as I just mentioned, Magnus just found them in bed, so scandalous. But just everything that, like, Will says to her is just so much more real to me. So I am loving this, and now everybody is at the mountain
and I'm sure we're gonna have this big battle, and I'm fully anticipating somebody to die. I don't know who. I don't think a lot of people are gonna die, because you can't kill off an entire cast of characters, but I do think there's gonna be some death. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes, but I'll update you in a little bit. I just have to say, I told you that Jem was not dead. I think that this is a good way to do it, though. I don't have any confirmation yet. Literally, he was just on the page, and so, like, we know he's not dead. But from what I'm guessing, he decided to become a silent brother, which would make sense why his bond broke, and why his hair is turning back to black, and it would work out that Will and Tessa could be together because Jem can't marry if he is a silent brother. And I wonder if this was like a sacrifice that he made, realizing that Will and Tessa could be happy and he could still live. At first I was like, when it just said his name and like I didn't really put two and two together that he was like a silent brother, my instinct was like, wow, that he, like, I'm not articulating my words, that Will and Tessa obviously like slept together. And so I was like, how is that gonna work when Jem comes back? Because I knew he wasn't dead. I just like had this instinct that he wasn't dead. But this would be a good way for that to happen. So I still don't really know what to expect for the rest of this book. I'm on page 444. But I'm loving it. And if my prediction is correct and he's a silent brother, that's going to make this so much easier. So much easier. And then that would mean that my original prediction of Will and Tessa being together, I don't know. I will update you in a bit. Okay, I've officially finished the Infernal Devices. These are not in the right order. I realize that, but actually they are. Wow. This series was so enjoyable to read, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching this video. I finished it off this morning, and I did not film my reaction to the ending. However, we can chat about it a little bit. Last night, when I stopped updating, I believe was when we found out that Jem had turned into a silent brother. And I was very excited about that, but also kind of taken off guard just because that's not how I anticipated it to happen. I figured he'd find some sort of a cure, but I felt like it was just like the perfect way for Tessa and Will to be together without having like any guilt, I guess. So I really enjoyed that aspect. I do want to say that I called it, that he didn't die. I knew he wasn't going to die, and he didn't, and that was exciting for me. And then, like, moving forward after that, we found out that Charlotte got to be the consul, which was super cool. And I just really enjoyed how this book series wrapped up. I liked that they brought Jessamine back into it as a ghost. However, I felt like her death was kind of a shock, honestly. I was expecting to have some sort of like a redemption story for her after everything that happened in Clockwork Prince. And the fact that she like didn't even get, I mean, I guess yes, technically she did tell them where the Magister was. I just felt like she didn't really get much of a like redemption story, and I was kind of hoping for that, so I was a little let down that she didn't get that. But I was happy that she was brought back in as like the protector of the Institute. I think that that's really exciting. The epilogue was a lot. I wish that there would have been like another, like even just like a novella of Will and Tessa like together happy, you know, like I know that that's not really a type of book that a lot of authors write, of like after the events of after when things are good, but I just would like to see more of them together. And then where it went from them like being engaged to him dying, I was just like, okay, well, I can't get super attached to their relationship because there was no like relationship. It was just like the build up, and then he was dead basically because of the epilogue. And then the second half of the epilogue, where Jem found a cure and Tessa went and started her life with him, I was happy in one regard of like them getting to, she got her chance with both of them, which I thought was interesting and I enjoyed that. But I also kind of was hoping that she was gonna find a way to not be immortal and like get to actually grow old with Will. So yeah, I'm kind of conflicted about that, but overall this was a 5-star read for me. I really enjoyed Clockwork Princess. I thought that it was fantastic. So full rating for the series, of the full series, I would say this is definitely a 5-star series. I highly recommend this. I mean, you wouldn't, if you're watching this video, I'm sure you've already read them. If not, I just spoiled all 3 books for you. But these were kind of a new favorite for me, I think. I really enjoyed these. Like I said, I gave Clockwork Angel a 4-star. I gave Clockwork Prince a 5-star, and I gave Clockwork Princess a 5-star as well. I think that the series is so well done, and it makes me really excited to continue on with more of the Shadowhunters novels. At this point, I've now finished the first 3 of the Mortal Instruments books, and then these 3 books as well. So I'm going to be hopping into the second half of the Mortal Instruments, and then I'll read the Infernal Devices, and then I'll read the Last Hours, and then any preceding books, as well as also getting to the novellas. So I likely will not film another like series long vlog on the Shadowhunters books, but if you check out my weekly vlogs, you'll probably see me read those books, and I might decide to do like a dedicated reading vlog to just one of them, but I likely won't do a full reading vlog for all 3 of like a series, just because I realize how long this video is. And if you've made it to the end, I am very impressed. If you've made it to the end, leave a comment of a sword, because Shadowhunters, of course, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.